What is going on? It's me, Mejoeshmoe, and Atrioc is back. Atrioc is a Twitch streamer. He is friends with some of the biggest dogs in the game. We're talking Pokimane, we're talking Ludwig, so much so with Ludwig that he actually was like a business partner in the brand, like what is it, off-brand. The point is, this man is plugged in, okay? He is networked in, he is privileged, he has big connections in live streaming, internet, culture. You know, it's so much so he's made a career out of it. This is what he does. This is his livelihood. Now, back in January, the man alt-tabbed during a live stream, which reveals all the tabs you currently have open on your computer, revealing a adult website, okay, had adult content. Now, this by itself definitely wouldn't have been a career-ending event. It would have normally been just like a bit of a meme. He would have been made fun of for it. Honestly, it would have probably been good for his career because it would have given him publicity and it wouldn't have really been that big of a deal. It's just, you know, everyone does it, no big deal, whatever. The problem is, this was a deepfake adult website. Now, deepfaking quickly just is basically you're taking somebody and you're reproducing their likeness in an artificial way. So, you know, you take like your favorite celebrity, you take Justin Bieber and, you know, you do some stuff with the interwebs and some technology and some simple this and that, and boom, you make a Justin Bieber riding a pony or something. In this case, though, it was an adult website, so you can imagine what the deepfakes were being made to do on this website. The deepfakes being Atrioc's friends, you know, popular Twitch streamers, people he works with like Maya Higa, Pokimane, even further mentioned Ludwig, his best friend Ludwig's girlfriend Qtcinderella, which, you know, on her own is a huge Twitch streamer. So, you know, this was bad and the reception was not good.
I'm going to fucking sue you. I promise you. With every part of my soul, I'm going to fucking sue you.
Definitely not a good situation from a personal or a business perspective. On one hand, you know, you just got caught, you know, paying to look up, you know, deep fakes of your best friend's girlfriend doing some suggestive things, which, you know, obviously that is bad on so many levels because not only is he your best friend, but he's also your business partner. And, you know, your whole career is networking with these social media stars, these Twitch streamers, and you just got exposed for things that they're not going to be too happy about. All right. So, you know, after this went down, it seemed like it might be over for Atrioc. You know, all of his friends, you know, even if they would be like kind of okay with it, and which they were not, it would still be so awkward to find out that one of your friends or even business acquaintances, anybody in your life at all, was paying money to look at pictures of you, you know, simulated pictures of you being like, you know, in suggestive, compromising situations. So, you know, this is just life ruining material. Personal life gone, business life gone. Dude went missing for 6 months, but now he is back. And honestly, I'm a bit late to this story, so he's been back, but, you know, he came back after 6 months. He posted a video, and in the video, he talks about how he spent $60,000 on his time off trying to get this deep fake content removed from the internet. Now, not only is this a nice big number to show everybody how deeply he's sorry and cares about this issue, you know, and so he's throwing this money to tackle this situation, but by proxy, you know, you could say that he's also throwing money to tackle his own problems. You know, this is good PR for him, especially considering what he's going through and all that stuff that we just got done talking about. But wait, it doesn't end there. He realized that this overall was going to be a losing battle. He was not making a meaningful impact on the problem. He was just throwing money at it. So he worked with these guys over on this project, or maybe it's a company. He worked with these guys over at, I'm going to say it wrong, Certez DMCA, you know, and he gave money and helped to develop the software, this infrastructure to, you know, fight back against these deepfakes, to fight this issue, okay? Now, traditionally, or at least up to this point, the way to counteract these deepfakes, the way to attack these deepfakes, if you're someone on the internet that does not want these deepfakes out with you, you know, being depicted in them, you'd have to pay extraordinary amounts of money to law firms, you know, or even develop your own infrastructure to hire people to go and find these websites, you know, DMCA them, you know, report them, get this stuff taken down. It would cost a lot of money and a lot of man hours. It was a big pain in the ass. And honestly, it really wasn't making a big impact. There wasn't really a good way to go about this yet. But now, if we're able to streamline this in the form of automation, it just is going to make a bigger impact. Even if it's not making a super duper big impact, it's going to make it harder to keep this stuff on the internet. It's going to disenfranchise people who create this content and post this content from doing it. And you don't have man hours in on this. You're not paying extraordinary amounts of money if it's just this automated process. Maybe it's like an AI, that's doing the work for you. And then you can just expand on that infrastructure and, get more and more done. And everyone in the meantime is just minding their own business, living throughout their days as we have machines do the job for us. So this is big deal. Okay, this could change the way they handle this on the internet for good. This could be the next step. In the first day of testing this new software, this automated process of getting rid of these deepfakes, they successfully took down 500 deepfakes. Keep in mind, again, this is hands off. This is machine learning, this is AI, whatever it is. Nobody's, manually doing it. You just sent the AI out on the internet to do its job, and it did it, took down 500 one day. Those are great numbers. So Atrioc, now seeing that he had the ability to directly impact, this infrastructure, this innovation in taking down these deepfakes, make a meaningful impact to the issue, and not just throw money at it for PR's sake. He's going the extra mile at this point. He threw another $120,000 into the project. Reportedly from him, this is out of his savings. This is now like cutting into, this is big money now, which you could argue any amount of money to save his overall career is a great investment. But this again is a net positive. Okay, he could have just walked away a long time ago, spending the $60,000, donating to a charity. But no, he is now directly involved in creating this new infrastructure to attacking the issue. He's making a meaningful impact to the problem that otherwise would not be made if he would not be involved. Okay, now in doing so, they ended up taking down a total of 200,000 instances of this deepfaked content, with a total of 300,000 instances reported. He also spent a little bit more than he originally wanted to. That number before the 120,000, if I didn't clarify enough, that was his overall budget he wanted to spend on this. He ended up spending over $200,000 or around $200,000, which again, we already went over the money and throwing the money around thing, and that also may seem like a shit ton of money. But this isn't money that's gone, lost to people grubbing away at their keyboards, taking down this content. This is money that's been invested in permanent infrastructure to attack the issue. Not to mention, to get these types of results with traditional means, you would have spent $9 million. So this is 200,000 invested that can keep, doing its job, keep taking down this content, versus spending 9 million to get a similar reach, and then that's just gone. People already got paid, they did their jobs, they went home, you need to pay them again to reproduce the results. Which he could have just spent the money like that. He could have just paid a bunch of people to take down this content. He could have paid some law firm, some company to take down this content, and that would have been the end of it. He would have had, his PR done, he would have had some publicity to talk about, make a spectacle about it. Atrioc is so sorry, go back to work, everything goes back to normal. He instead went the extra mile. Okay, he invested, he did the time, he did the research, he found people and donated in a meaningful way to make a permanent, meaningful impact instead of just throwing money for PR's sake. A quick note I also wanted to add, the same, infrastructure that he's investing in is also going to be used and is being used to, take down people's personal information, like doc sheets, stuff like that. People leaking celebrities' addresses, internet people's addresses, which, inevitably leads to people using that information to call in fake police reports or, swatting, which, kills people. It ruins people's lives. People don't know what's going on. SWAT team bursts in the door because they got a false, call about like some crazy shit going down in this streamer's house, and bada bing bada boom, somebody freaking dies because of it. So this is like, these are problems that exist in the modern day internet. And again, I gotta commend this guy. He has made a meaningful impact against these problems, to try to solve these problems. You know, and at the end of the day, I have to acknowledge that this is a losing battle. This is an uphill battle. You know, it is an arms race between the infrastructure that we set in place to stop bad people from doing bad things and the bad people from finding ways around that infrastructure. And it's never going to end. It's going to continue to, you know, progress both ways. And that's all you can really do, really. You just make it harder and harder for them to do what they want to do. And, you know, then they're going to push back and try to find different ways to do it. But, you know, Atrioc has done his part here, I think, to make a meaningful impact to the infrastructure, to stop the bad guys, to slow down the bad guys. And, you know, I think he needs to be, you know, praised for that. I think that is objectively a net positive, and it's a good thing. He should get credit for doing. Is it my place to forgive Atrioc or tell you that you should forgive him? No, not at all. But is it fair for me to say that I do not view him as a bad guy? That I think that he's done more than he ever would have had to do if he was only worried about PR and saving his reputation or his career. You know, yeah, I think that's fair. I think I've made a pretty good case for that here in my video. But hey, you know, am I a dumbass? Let me know in the comments. Dislike my take, dislike my video, dislike the video, like the video, like the video. Have you ever watched my stuff before? No? Then subscribe, or maybe you just lurk and you don't subscribe. But in case, please do. And if you're ever bored and PewDiePie, Pyrocynical, Moist Critical, you know, they're not posting that day, you don't like, you know, you want to hear someone else talk for a change, look up Mejoeshmoe on YouTube and check out what I got going on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. And that's all for today. Bye.